What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hunter Call of the Wild. We are here on Revontuli Coast, as you can see from the map we are looking at right now. I am going to give y'all a quick herd management guide, or a revised herd management guide for Revontuli, as my grind has gotten to a point to where I think it is nearly perfected. And what I mean by that is I've gotten my diamonds to about every 15, really every 10 to 15 kills, and I've gotten my great ones between 500 and 1,000 kills consistently for the past 5 or 6 great ones. So if you have seen other streamers or other content creators such as Scarecrow, I believe that they share the same opinion that I do on herd management, and we believe that if you take your HM to an extreme extent, then it 100% has an effect on great ones. Now, you really do have to emphasize on the extreme to actually see the difference. And mine is at such an extreme point that it's taken me, I don't even know, countless hours and over 16,000 kills with nonstop trying to get my herd management better and better and better each time I grind. Not taking a break in between at all. Not taking a break to just to grind and relax, try to get great ones. Just absolutely trying to perfect this grind, and I think I've gotten to a point to where I've absolutely perfected it. But first off, we got to talk about how many zones that you should have on your map. If you're just now starting an HM for WhiteTail on Revontuli Coast and you're wondering how many zones that you should have, it's going to be between 65 and 75 zones on your entire map. And where will these zones be? They'll be literally on the entire map except the coastline. Now, if you want to be safe and check the coastline anyway, and what I mean by the coastline is this is the coastline right here. So imagine there's an imaginary line drawing all the way down, come between these two lakes, down, come up like this, go between this lake right here, and then kind of cut down, and you can kind of involve these two, this part of the lake and this little section right here, as well as this part of the of the coast. You will see whitetail on those, most likely, at least 1 or 2 zones. They may be solos. I don't really know. It kind of depends to map to map. Don't be stressed out or worried if you don't have any zones and you continually check these over and over again and you're confident that you have no zones. Don't be worried if you see other content creators or other people have zones. Maybe some of your friends have zones right here. I wouldn't be too worried about it. Every map's different. You're not going to have zones at every spot that everyone else does. That's just one of the parts of the Call of the Wild that I think they actually did right on, is not making every map identical to each person. You will have some zones most likely on this top half of this big lake right here, and maybe some in the river, as well as these little lakes over here. There is a possibility that you will have a zone over there. If you're like me, I have none, but I do have some zones on this little like coastline over here. Why did I forget what this, like what are these called? It don't matter. Coves. There we go. I do have some zones over here in this cove over here, but other than that, my coastline is pretty clear. I do have one zone here as well as one zone down here. None up here, none down there, and I've checked these multiple times over and over again. I have no zones. So if you're like me and you luck out, congrats, because it's a lot easier not trying to manage down your zones on the coastline. If you are wanting to get started, I wouldn't find all your zones first. I would actually start herd managing first. So find a zone, set up on it, start shooting it down. Whether you have 4 tents or you have 16 tents, use all your tents on each zone that you want to hunt, that you want to shoot down, and shoot those down. And then once you shot down a zone, move your tents, find a new zone, shoot it down. This is going to make the process a little bit faster and a little bit more smooth. But try to focus on those solos as much as you can. I know that can be hard, especially if you don't find all your zones first. But do your best and try to shoot down those solos. One thing you cannot avoid on this map is these 2 lakes over here. Weirdly enough, I did that for a long time, and I was wondering why my herd management wasn't getting to a point where I wanted it. I was like, man, my zones have literally just ones in them. Like, every zone that I don't hunt has ones. Like, I don't understand why I'm only getting a diamond every 30 to 45 kills. But then I ventured out to here. I was like, surely there's no zones on this lake, as it is very close to the border. Well, I was wrong. At the start, I actually had 5 zones here. 2 of those were solos. That I actually shot off this lake and got down to level 1s. But I actually still have a bouncer out here I get every now and then that I have to just keep in check that he isn't over there messing with my HM. But definitely check these lakes right here, because you more than likely will have zones. And you don't want to ignore them for too long, or you're just going to keep wondering why your HM isn't good. Probably because there's a bunch of big males on this lake over here. If you get lucky and you get initial spawn level 1s, keep them, because these are a pain to hunt, in my opinion. Other than that, you should, let's see, you should have between 10 to 12 zones that you're set up on with your 16 tents. Reality is that you probably will only get 8 to 10, because you usually use 2 tents to 1 zone. But if you have some zones that you can use 2 tents to 2 zones, like kind of like this one over here, I have a tent on this zone, a tent on this zone. So when I fast travel over here, these guys render in, and when I fast travel over here, these guys render in. If you have a lot of instances like that, it's kind of nice. But I only have 1, so you'll usually only have between 8 and 10 zones that you actually hunt. Once you've gotten to the point where you're only hunting 8 to 10 zones, and you've gotten everything else to level 1s that you believe, or you've gotten everything else to level 1s that you can get, and you've gotten to a point where it's almost like it seems impossible for me to actually get another level 1 to spawn, then I would recommend stacking. And what stacking is basically taking your zones, your favorite zones that you're hunting currently in your grind, and you're just going to leave every diamond, potential level 2, and 3 in the zones to kind of push down the HM, right? Push down the average score on your map so that you have more of a chance to get those level 1s to spawn in the zones that you don't want them to. So once you get all your zones stacked, then you want to go out to some of the zones you're having a lot of trouble shooting down that you really don't like. They're inconsistent, and they're just a pain in the butt. That's when you really want to focus on those and try to get those down to level 1. And once you've done that, then comes the crazy part. This is where my HM got insanely good. If you remember back on the channel not too long ago, I had a video titled Shooting 2 Great Ones at Once, because I stacked my first great one and then got another great one to spawn after that. Not only did I do that, but I also stacked diamonds in the remaining zones that I had until I couldn't get another diamond, of course. And then I would stack big level 2s, and then I would go out to the zones that, or then I would go to the zones that I didn't really like, that I was set up on, and I would shoot them to level 1s as well, even getting my map even like smaller. So now I only rotate on about 16 to 18 deer. That's pretty much all that I have on my map. That are not level 1 is 16 to 18 deer. So I would say like 85% of my map is herd managed. So I get a diamond every 10 to 15 kills, like I mentioned earlier, and it's gotten my great run grinds to a point to where I get a great one every 500 to 1,000 kills, which is absolutely insane. And you're actually going to see me take out my 19th great one at the end of this video. So stay tuned for that. And I just want to go through a run of my great ones. Not my great ones, but I just want to go through a run on my map to show y'all what it averagely looks like, what it typically looks like. Obviously, you're not gonna have a diamond every run. You might have 2 diamonds a run. You might have 3 diamonds a run, or a specific run. It's not gonna happen every time, but you see what I mean. But on average, yeah, you get a diamond between 10 and 15 kills, which is where my HM is at right now. As you can see, they're not huge, right? I don't have absolutely huge level 2s and 3s all the time in my zones. They're going to fluctuate, and as well, you're going to get a level 1, like every 100 to 200 kills just randomly pop up, and you're like, how am I still getting level 1s? I would recommend not taking it out, because I do believe that there is a point to where, your HM gets to a point to where it's not going to get any better, and it's not going to get any better the more ones you get on your map. It's kind of like maxed out, I guess you can kind of say. But yeah, I'm going to try to take out these guys. They're kind of in horrible positions, but yeah. Of course. Run, female. Perfect. Did we get that other guy? Did he drop already? I think he did. But yeah, I'm just going to take y'all through a regular, I don't know, cycle through of my zones, so that y'all can see what maybe it should look like, or it should typically look like. Where'd the other male go? Hello? Maybe I didn't shoot. Wait a minute. Did I not hit vitals on him? I could have swore I didn't see him run away. Oh well. Next zone. Don't want to waste too much time here. But yeah, this was just going to set y'all up for better chances at super rares, as well as quicker great ones. Which, who doesn't want that? And if you're wondering, well, doesn't it take away, from the craziness, like adrenaline rush that you get with great ones, or does it take away from the value of great ones just because you can get them so much more often? How am I not? Okay, so much more often. And I would say no, it doesn't take it away, because it does take a lot of work to get to this point. And when you see your work paying off, it is just absolutely so rewarding. In fact, it's actually some of the more recent great ones that I've gotten in such a short amount of time. It's been more rewarding than my earlier ones because I know that all my hard work and effort that I put into this map is actually paying off and is definitely showing up in the lodge as well. I know a lot of y'all are like, man, this guy is getting a lot of trophies for his whitetail. Like, it looks a little sus. He might be modding. I will say right now, I am 100% not modding. I would never mod. In fact, I wouldn't put as much effort into my grinds if I was modding. Like, there would be no point. I wouldn't have my HM to a point to where it was if I was modding. That's just the reality of it. I know that modding is getting super bad. Oh, there we go. We have our first 3 right there. That is a big boy 3 as well. I'm going to go ahead and take him out. First first diamond of the grind. But yeah, I would never mod this game. Honestly, I don't hate people, but I really just don't understand why people would want to mod this game. Like, just doesn't make sense to me. Woo, big boy, 273, amazing. But I just don't understand that at all. But yeah, I've just, it kind of does hurt when people say, "Oh, this is too good to be true. You're modding." When I put so many hours and so much work into my map, for these trophies, so I can give you guys content and everything. But I also understand it because the problem in the not in the community, but in the game is as many problems as we were having with like modding and stuff. I understand. But as well as I wouldn't post it on YouTube if I was modding. We're gonna ignore that. Y'all didn't see that. Y'all did not see that. Now, hopefully we can see more than one diamond through this run. I want y'all to see that guy might be a diamond right there. Yep. Maybe he might troll, but you're gonna see like just in these few couple of zones, you're gonna see a lot more of these bigger level 2s as well as big level 3s, which is really nice. Oh crap! I didn't reload. I don't think I hit that first guy good either. Where is he? Oh, he died. I still don't think I hit that guy good. Oh well. Oh well. But yeah, I just want to help you guys get to a point to where I am, especially if you want to get to a point like this. Especially since summer is coming up, and I know some of y'all have more time to grind. See, just like that, I still get small fence racks level 2s. This guy was a troll level 2, but it's okay. He did not end up making diamond, but he is still, bigger than your typical whitetail that you would just see non-HMing. Let's go ahead and take these guys out. That guy's drinking. All right. I would say this is a typical run that I see every time I do a run, One diamond, a couple big 2s, maybe 2 diamonds if I'm lucky. If I'm really lucky, maybe 3 diamonds, but then I'll go on a streak where I don't see much diamonds. It's just going to fluctuate, but the thing is that if you're keeping track of how many kills you're getting per grind, you're going to want to make sure that you're getting a diamond between every 10 to 15 kills. It can go a little bit above that, right? Say, oh, I'm getting a diamond every 17 kills or 16 kills. Sometimes it just wavers, depending on the grind and everything else like that. Especially sometimes you'll see less diamonds, but you'll get a great one faster. It kind of just depends on how your map is working, I guess you can say. I don't know. I don't know the exact science behind how the game works and everything. Nobody does. But, oh, that's why nobody's there. But we can get a rough idea on just, trial and error, doing things over and over again. And this is what HM is, pretty much just doing things over and over again until you get it to a point to where it is like right now for me. See, these guys aren't massive. You're not going to see massive deer every zone. And I actually have a theory that the more extreme HM you have, you're actually going to see a vast difference in your animals. So say I have a diamond and I have a small fence rack level 2 in a zone. Well, then I go to the next zone and I have no diamonds, but I have 2 really small level 2s, kind of like these guys right here. I think there's actually more of a variety when you're extremely HM'd, right? There's not really a median, right? You either have really small a male or a big male in your zones. And sometimes you'll get the occasional middle ground, but what I've seen is like you'll either have a guy like this, or you'll have a guy like that. Like that is a new level 1, crazy enough. And it kind of just depends on how extreme you are. I think it's, you know, the map can only handle you having so many big animals on your map that it has to give you smaller animals. So I think when you have respawns on your map, it's going to be about 50-50. Half of them are big, half of them are small, and maybe 1 or 2 are diamonds at the max every run. Not every run, but almost every run. That's what I've noticed, and it kind of makes sense if you really think about it. I don't know if I did a good job of explaining that just now. Probably not. This is the last zone actually in our rotation. As you can see, we had 1 diamond, 1 big 2, and the rest were pretty small or pretty average sized. Nothing crazy on the map. You know, a bunch of level 1s as you saw in that last zone. And we're about to see what we got over here. And yeah, just 2 good sized level 2s actually. These are actually on the higher end as well. That guy's more of the medium, healthy medium, I guess you can say. We're going to go ahead and take this guy out, and hopefully this guy walks forward. He did not. We're going to shoot him in the neck and then shoot him in the lung. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for watching this section of the video. But now we're going to go over to me actually taking out my 19th whitetail great one. I hope you guys enjoy. Yo, what's up, guys? We are in our our 4th zone now on the grind for our whitetail here on Revel and Tule Coast, and we have another great one. It is a cluster rack, one of my most commonly got racks. We got him at 430 kills, and we have about 24 diamonds on this grind, as well as 1 rare. As y'all just saw in the previous segment of this video, we went over the herd management guide. If you enjoyed that section of the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. But I just wanted to share with you guys a couple of tips and tricks on how I got my map so HM'd to the point to where it is dramatically or seemingly dramatically affecting my great ones. Or more so, it is giving me an average on when I really get my great ones. And that average is between 500 and 1,000 kills. This one being a little bit shorter. But it honestly could have been a little bit longer because we didn't realize the last great one was on our map. So we had several kills before we actually got that guy. So it's probably more so roughly in the 500 range, which is pretty typical for me. But anyways, guys, we're not going to waste any time on this guy, as y'all have seen so many cluster racks, I'm sure, throughout the Hunter Call of the Wild's history and just in this channel in general. So I'm going to take this guy out relatively quickly. We can get a look at him here through the binoculars. Nothing crazy. Like I said, just a cluster rack. He is looking pretty average. His back tines don't look too far apart. They're pretty average. I mean, they may be a little bit closer than normal, so he could score a little bit lower. But at the same time, he is looking pretty wide. He's looking wider than normal from what I remember from the normal one. So he could score a little bit more. I can't really tell, to be honest with you. But we are going to take him out with this gun, whatever this gun is called. I forget what it's called. This one, not going to try to pronounce it. We'll just say the assembly line. Why not? The MN1890 is what we'll call it. Yeah. He's not really at the best angle for this gun, I'm going to be honest. So maybe we shoot our trusty 22 and we get him to move a little bit. Maybe we can get a perfect side angle on this guy. We really don't want to mess him up. I have messed up trophies with this gun in the past, so let's try not to mess this guy up. Really don't want to mess up a great one. And we got him. Perfect shot. And there he goes, guys. He's going down. And face plant. Bop. And that is the conclusion of grind number 19 of the whitetail. Just like Scarecrow, we are still on the hunt for the typical rack. As well, for me, the short rack and both of the 50-50 racks that go along with the typical rack. And I have had no luck with any of those racks. And we are almost on our 20th great one. Still missing 4 racks. It's kind of insane. We still only have like 1 rack of the blade rack and 2 of the drop tine rack. So we're consistently getting the same racks over and over again, which doesn't really surprise me. Seeing how common these are. Drop tine racks are, less common, but I am surprised about the blade racks, man. We haven't We only seen one of those in 19 great ones, which is really crazy considering they're not terribly rare. I mean, in fact, I feel like a lot of the content creators have more of the blade rack than they do of the big rack or the cluster rack in some occasions. But yeah, not me, man. Not me. I have more of the stupid, ugly 50-50 rack than I do of that one, which is insane. But we're going to go ahead and pick this guy up. Let's turn on that great one music. Let's see. Why am I blinking? Audio, not video. Okay. Here we go, guys. Let's get him off the ground. You know what, guys? I think this guy might be my biggest one. Ooh, he might be my second biggest. We might have a 415. This guy might be my second biggest, so he's pretty average, I would say. Maybe a little bit higher, on the higher end. Nice. I'm not going to complain about that. He's almost max weight, too. 1 kilogram off max weight. Insane. Let's go ahead and tax this bad boy and go check him out in the lodge. Alrighty, guys. As you can see, we are in the lodge, and we're going to go ahead and right into this room and look to the right. This is where we have our very brand new great one that we just got off of our Revel Tule Coast, as well as these guys as well. This guy probably won't stay here forever. I am in the midst of like kind of customizing and making my lodge look as good as possible. As you can see, I have 2 fallow deer here on the wall. We have changed up quite a bit in our lodge. I'll show that off in a second. But yeah, nothing crazy. You already saw him in the trophy screen and everything. 414.1. But that's where he's gonna rest for a little bit. We'll probably end up moving him out of this room because I'm trying to have every great one right now in this room. As you can see, we have no red deer, and so we're only missing one, which is the red deer. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, just the red deer that we're missing. And I think that the red deer will actually go on these plaques where this whitetail is, as well as right here. And then we'll have the 3 whitetail, the 2 bear. We're actually gonna have a bear back here as well, and we'll probably fill these big ones with moose. Or if the next great one's an elk, then we'll probably end up filling some of these plaques eventually with the great one elks that we get. But yeah, anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. And ring that notification bell so you don't miss an upload. I'm trying to grow my channel, trying to get bigger. I really haven't had time to live stream for you guys. I apologize for that. Hopefully we can bring the live streams back. Just really don't know yet. Don't really have a set schedule right now, so it's hard for me to be like, okay, I could stream at this time or at this time. But hopefully in the future we can have a better schedule as well. Probably on the weekends, as if I get this new job, it's gonna be very hard to make content and stream. So probably expect continuing two videos a week and possibly live streams starting up on the weekends. But anyways, guys, this is what this room looks like now. We have the 3 fallow on the wall over there. We have, which I think I'm actually going to put a red deer in the middle, by the way. And then we're gonna fill the rest of this room with our whitetail, which is probably where that cluster rack will end up. He'll probably end up in this room on one of these plaques in here. But as of now, we are trying to make this lodge look as pretty as possible. This is going to be a strictly great one lodge. As y'all know, that's really all that I do is hunt great ones, as that is the way I enjoy playing this game. And yeah, we're going to try to make this lodge look insane. But anyways, guys, I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for watching, and I will catch y'all in the next one.